What if I told you the perfect beginner motorcycle might not be a sport bike, not a naked, but a cruiser that looks like it belongs in a Hollywood movie? Yeah, sounds crazy, right? But the 2026 Honda Rebel 300 is back. Redesigned, refined, and honestly, a little more dangerous than you'd expect. And here's the real question. Is this still the best beginner bike in America? Or has Honda finally turned it into something more? Stick around, because the answer might actually surprise you. Welcome to Moto Metrics, where we break down motorcycles in a way that actually helps you decide what to ride next. Today, we're diving deep into the 2026 Honda Rebel 300, a bike that's been a fan favorite for years, but now comes with subtle upgrades that could change everything. And trust me, there's one thing about this bike that beginners love, but experienced riders might secretly hate. We'll get to that later. Let's start with the first thing you notice, the design. Because let's be honest, if a bike doesn't look cool, do you even want to ride it? The 2026 Rebel 300 keeps its signature low-slung, blacked-out cruiser style. But Honda has cleaned things up. You get a more refined tank shape, sleeker LED lighting, and a slightly more aggressive stance. It still screams minimalist bobber, but now with a more premium feel. And here's something interesting. When you park this next to bigger bikes, like a Rebel 500 or even a Harley, it doesn't look out of place for a 300cc bike. Quick question though, would you guess this is a beginner bike just by looking at it? Exactly. Now let's talk about what's under the tank. The Rebel 300 continues with its 286cc single-cylinder engine. Reliable, simple, and super beginner-friendly. You're getting around 27 horsepower, smooth throttle response, and excellent fuel efficiency. Now I know what some of you are thinking. 27 horsepower? That's it? Yeah, but hold on, because this bike isn't about speed, it's about confidence. And that's where it shines. It's light, predictable, and forgiving. You can twist the throttle without feeling like you're about to launch into another dimension. But here's the twist. At higher speeds, especially on highways, you will feel the limits. So the real question becomes, is this a city cruiser or can it handle long rides too? We'll answer that in a bit. Let's talk about how it actually feels to ride, because specs are one thing, but experience, that's everything. The Rebel 300 has a super low seat height, around 27 inches, upright riding position, forward set foot pegs, which means even if you're short or completely new, you'll feel in control almost instantly. No tiptoe struggles, no awkward balancing, just sit and ride. And honestly, that's a huge confidence boost for beginners. But here's something most reviews won't tell you. After about 45 minutes of riding, you might start to feel it. Yeah, the seat. It's comfortable at first, but not exactly built for long touring. So if you're planning road trips, you might want to upgrade that seat, or your back will send you a complaint email. Now let's get into handling, because this is where the Rebel 300 really starts to shine. Thanks to its lightweight frame, around 364 pounds, this bike is extremely easy to maneuver. Turning? Smooth. Filtering through traffic? Effortless. Parking? Almost too easy. It feels more like riding a bicycle than a motorcycle. Okay, maybe not a bicycle, but you get the point. And for beginners, that's gold. But here's where things get interesting. At higher speeds, especially on windy roads, the lightweight nature can make it feel slightly less stable compared to heavier cruisers. Not dangerous, just noticeable. So again, city versus highway. We're building up to something here. Now let's talk tech, and don't worry, I'll keep it simple. The 2026 Honda Rebel 300 includes full LED lighting, digital LCD display, and optional ABS. No crazy electronics, no ride modes, no traction control. And honestly, that's a good thing, because this bike is designed to keep things simple. No distractions, just pure riding. But here's a thought. In 2026, should a bike still be this basic? Or is simplicity actually the advantage? Think about that. All right, let's talk money, or at least saving it, because fuel economy on this bike is insane. You're looking at around 65 to 70 miles per gallon, which means fewer stops, more riding, and less pain at the gas pump. And in today's world, that matters a lot. Now comes the big question. Who is the Rebel 300 actually for? Let's break it down. This bike is perfect if you are a complete beginner, a shorter rider,
someone who wants a stress-free ride, or just looking for a stylish daily commuter. But if you're planning long highway trips, wanting aggressive performance, or looking for adrenaline, then this might feel a little underwhelming. And here's the cliffhanger. There's one type of rider who thinks this bike is perfect at first, but ends up wanting to upgrade within months. We'll reveal who that is right after this. Okay, real talk. That rider is someone who learns fast. If you pick up riding quickly, you might outgrow the Rebel 300 sooner than you expect. Because once you gain confidence, you'll start craving more power, more speed, more capability. And suddenly, that beginner-friendly nature starts to feel limiting. So, here's the honest truth. This bike is amazing to start with, but not necessarily to grow with long-term. Now let's talk price. The 2026 Honda Rebel 300 is expected to stay in the range of around $4,800 to $5,200 in the US, which makes it one of the most affordable entry-level cruisers. And for what you're getting, it's a solid deal. Reliable engine, trusted brand, easy ride. But again, value depends on how long you plan to keep it. Buy it as a stepping stone? Perfect. Buy it as a forever bike? Maybe think twice. So, is the 2026 Honda Rebel 300 worth it? Here's the verdict. If you're new to riding and want something easy, stylish, affordable, and confidence-boosting, then yes, this is one of the best beginner bikes you can buy. But if you're already experienced or planning long-term ownership, you might want to look at something bigger, like the Rebel 500, because while the 300 is great, it's just the beginning. Now, here's what I want you to do next. If you're seriously thinking about getting your first bike, you need to watch this next video on your screen. Because in that video, I break down the best beginner motorcycles in 2026. And trust me, some of them might be even better than this. So go ahead, tap that video right now. And if you found this review helpful, make sure to subscribe to Moto Metrics, because we're just getting started. See you in the next one.